Zapata brand media. This is Fantasy Football Draft Talk and Weekly NFL Game Review with Coach Diz and Jersey Jay-Z.
What's up, guys? It's Tuesday. We are live, 4th and Goal with the bros, and we're going to recap Week 2 of the NFL. But before we start, let's get some house cleaning out of the way. First, if you guys can, hit that like button. If you can, also leave a comment. Tell us if you like the Giants, the Jets, or if you're like Matt Godfrey and you like the Pittsburgh Steelers and do that little dance. Let us know. Also, subscribe to my brother George's the Zapata Brand Boxing podcast. You just had Teddy Atlas on last week. They also did the Canelo fight with my other brother Dennis there. And also, I want to thank Frank and Shannon from Ace Sunglasses. They support us, support the brand. Go to acesunglasses.com.au, buy a pair of glasses, and tell them the Zapata Brothers sent you. All right, guys, so let's introduce the team. First, we got playing defense, my brother, Coach Diz. What's up?
What up?
What's up? And then we got, of course, on offense, Tom T.D. Davis. What's up, Tom?
Hey, what's going on?
All right, guys, so let's talk about the Jets. That's what we're going to talk about first. They got their win. They won 24-17. I thought the game was okay, but I'm not throwing a parade anytime soon. Rodgers played okay. You could tell he, I think as the season goes, he's going to get better and better. But their defense kind of scares me, especially with the injuries we had. Tom, tell me, what did you like about the game? What did you think about it?
Oh, that was a scary game because that's a game that the Jets would lose most times. So walking out of that, a win's a win in my book. The defense didn't play well at all. They weren't dominant, but then when you look at when you actually go back and watch, they held the Titans to 4 3-and-outs. So in that regard, you were the whole time you were biting your nails watching the game, but they were effective enough that they got the job done. Defensive end Will McDonald came up big, had 3 sacks. They're going to need him with the loss of Jermaine Johnson. But yeah, it wasn't like you didn't come away with that too happy, but at the same time, it's a win, and you got to win ugly in the NFL, or you'd rather win ugly than lose pretty. So
exactly. What did you think about the running game?
Oh, that was I think that's going to be a thing I think Breece Hall, it's 2 straight games. It's only 2 games, but Breece Hall, they've been really trying to establish him early, and he seems to be much more effective in space on passes and stuff. I think if they can get Braylon Allen more accustomed, that's going to be. I think that's a very strong two-headed force right there. So yeah, I think Braylon Allen that was a huge positive for sure.
Oh, we got a super chat from my friend John Livia, 999. Thank you, John. Appreciate the super chat. I'll talk to you soon, buddy. We're going to probably hit the gym. Thank you so much, John. D, what did you think about the Jets game?
I thought, it was a tough game. But again, everybody gets paid, so they're going to be playing their hardest. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to pick it up a little bit better. He's going to be I think he's going to be picking Aaron Lazar a lot, because you see that Garrett Wilson, they started locking him down a little bit. He didn't have an explosive game. I think Breece Hall is going to be, top maybe 3 running back in the league. I like the Allen guy, the Allen running back. He was the youngest to ever score a touchdown in the NFL. Yes. So that's pretty cool. It just shows you that they need Hassan Reddick to sign. They need a big defensive player to know nothing about football.
John says he knows nothing about football.
But they need him to sign. They need him to get him camp.
Yep.
I didn't see how good Sauce did this weekend.
He gave up a huge 40-yard touchdown.
Was it to Calvin Ridley?
Yeah, it was to Ridley. Yeah, it was. Sauce is gonna. I don't know. He'll figure it out. He's got enough talent. 2-time All-Pro. But yeah, that was a little surprising and kind of shocking. So,
Breece Hall reminds me a little bit of Marshall Faulk.
Yeah,
right. A little bit like Marshall Faulk. I think reminds me of just.
That touchdown that he caught.
That was crazy. That was
not
good.
Many running backs in the NFL. Maybe Saquon catches that ball, but really not many that have that.
Not last night. He won't.
That's true. That's true.
But I like Aaron. You saw he was doing some little trick passes. You saw that little flick he did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I think he's getting in the groove. I say maybe about 2 more weeks, and then he'll be not the old Aaron Rodgers, but he'll be about 90% to the Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. I tell you what, that offensive line is pretty strong.
Yeah. Yep.
They kept him upright the entire game. I think he got knocked down twice, and Titans defense is actually pretty good.
Yes.
I think
they're underrated.
Yeah, the Titans actually have they seem to have a pretty good team. Will Levis pretty much handed them that ball. The game
2 weeks in a row. That's not good.
Yeah, he's not. I don't know if he's an NFL starting quarterback or he's got a ways to go and learn. But L'Jarius Sneed is a really good cornerback, and so him and Garrett, he kind of shut down Garrett Wilson. They did have that really nice fade. It was like a 3rd and 1, where it was like 4 seconds left, and Aaron Rodgers was making offensive line changes with 4 seconds on the play clock, and then he's able to throw that fade. There's not a lot of quarterbacks in the NFL that can do that. So that's definitely a positive.
Zach Wilson in that game, we lose that game.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Zach Wilson, we lose that game.
Well, even if if you didn't have Aaron Rodgers, you guys probably would have lost that game. Someone who has seen every defense, who can check down everything. I knew he called a couple of hard snaps and got him off sides when they needed it, and he's great with that. So, like I said, I think in about 3 weeks he'll be back to the Aaron Rodgers.
It looks like George put down 20. He says, "Here is 20. I'm down 500 using your picks." Thank you, George. Let me ask you, Aaron Rodgers, you think now they're going to have a short week? They're going to play the Pats on Thursday. It's going to be a short week. If they can get through that, they have a long 11 days to kind of rest and get a little bit healthy. I think the Pats, it's going to be a tough game also. I don't know what it is, but I don't know who to pick, actually, between that game. What do you think, Tom, of the Pats-Jets matchup on Thursday?
So if you really look at it, every position or every unit of the Jets and Patriots, the Jets are probably the more talented and better team, even coaching wise. Salah should be a better defensive minded head coach than Mayo. At the same time, there's the whole you're playing New England psyche. And so of course that's going to be there. I think both teams are going to try to win similarly, except you have where it's almost defense first, run the ball. But it's Aaron Rodgers against Jacoby Brissett. So you don't want to I wouldn't want to overthink it. But if I wasn't a Jets fan, but at the same time, I would take the Jets. But
what do you think?
Make sure.
If I'm the Patriots, I'm handing the ball to the running backs nonstop. Keep Aaron Rodgers off the field. Just keep him off. And Stevenson's having a good year so far this year. They also got Antonio Gibson, and he did good this last couple of days. So, and of course, like you always said, Patriots somehow always know how to play the AFC East very hard. So, it's going to be an interesting game. Is it home or is it it's in New England?
Jets are home.
Jets home opener, yeah. So
it's their home opener?
Yeah. The Jets have a lot going for
Rodgers better not be running down with the flag out the tunnel. He better not.
And the Jets defense is not that great against the run either. So
because Pollard was giving it to him a little bit.
Yeah,
if they can focus in on them though, I don't know. I feel like on a short week, the Jets defense can focus in on. It's Jacoby Brissett's he doesn't really have too many options around him. He's got Demario Douglas and I don't know some Kevin Bourne, but
yeah.
Great insight on that game. Aaron Rodgers had said that Hall said to him before that play, "Hey, if the LB's on me, throw it to me." Rodgers yeah, no problem, and he just took it and saw it and he threw it. So Rodgers really he's that quarterback we want because you haven't seen that since maybe Testaverde going back that long. It's been a long time. Mm-hmm. Let's switch gears and go to the Giants. D, your favorite team, the Giants. It has an interesting stat that came out was that they're the only team in NFL history to score 3 touchdowns, hold the other team to no touchdowns, and still lose the game, which is an amazing stat. Because the other team just scored 3, all field goals. Daniel Jones played pretty good, I thought. The kicker gave him an issue. What did you think of the game, D?
Well, like I was telling the guys off the air, over here in Pennsylvania, we don't get those games. So it's kind of a good thing. so I don't have to watch, something bad. But I listened to it a little bit. Malik Majors, I mean, he is going to be one of the best receivers that the Giants ever had compared to like Beckham and stuff like that. But you need someone to throw him the ball. I mean, he had, 10 targets, or was it 18, close to like 14, 15 targets?
He had one big drop.
Yeah, he did. And Daniel Jones, I forgot that he came off an Achilles or ACL injury. He had a surgery this offseason. So I forgot about that. So maybe it's going to take him a little bit to get back. But still, he is not a premier quarterback.
Nope.
I know the Giants are also talking about, I don't know if you guys heard this, Zach Wilson. Did you hear that?
I heard
they're talking about maybe trading for him. But come on now. The Giants need a big-time quarterback. Singletary did good. He scored a touchdown. He did good. But still, Giants, there's not even worth talking about him until they start winning and start doing something consistent. That's basically it. I mean, I'm very disappointed with the whole front office with them, losing Barkley, not giving Daniel Jones that big contract. It's like, come on. But I'm just very disappointed. I like Dable. He's the only one I like on that team.
What about you, Tom? What did you think of the Giants game?
So I was keyed in on the Jets, but I was at a Finnegan's again. So a lot of Giant fans that are going nuts. Graham Gano definitely really hurt them, of course. First play of the game, when you lose your kicker. Yeah, that's brutal. Malik Neighbors, first NFL or youngest NFL player to ever have 10 catches, 100+ yards, and a touchdown. So stars, I mean, sky's the limit for him. He did have that crucial drop to lose the game. So I think if anything, that'll kind of motivate him. And
we'll see. Neighbors, as long as he, like I said, talk to you guys off air. Neighbors, he's a wide receiver, but as long as he can stay grounded and doesn't get into that T.O. Plaxico Antonio Brown head, which could happen because there are some things I've heard. Hopefully he can stay grounded. He'll be a great player. There's talk here already that they want to fire the coach. D, would you want to get rid of the coach?
No.
What about Bill Belichick was your possible coach?
Okay, now, but you know what? But there's only so much Bill Belichick or Brian Dable can't go on the field and be the quarterback. So no matter what, if they're under Bill Belichick, I mean, I would like Bill Belichick, but again, their defense will be good, but their offense is, not going to be to what they need it to be.
Yep. Tom, what about you? Would you fire the coach? Because that's the talk right now.
Not yet. Too soon, I guess.
I think it's too
soon. I wouldn't be too interested in Belichick either. I think game's past him.
Yeah, I think so. The Giants actually now they have to play Cleveland at Cleveland.
A brutal game for them.
Tough game. I think the Giants are 0-3. What about you, D?
0-3, and 0-3, and I hope this is Daniel Jones will come out that game of being hurt. He's going to be hurt that game. I can see it. I can see it. That's a game that's a tough game. Cleveland's defense is good, really good. Yep. You saw who they played. They played Cowboys, played them good. Jacksonville played them good. So, I mean, it's going to be a tough game for them.
Tom, what do you think? They're going to 0-3?
I'll take the Giants with the points if you're giving me 6 points.
Take the Giants.
I think the Giants. Yeah, I think Cleveland has a great defense. Myles Garrett, Denzel Ward's pretty good. But I mean, I think Malik Neighbors is motivated, and Giants 0-2. There's nothing more hungrier than like a 0-2 NFL team. So I'll take that.
Wow. All right, so we'll go to the Bills. The Bills, they had the Thursday night game. They beat the Dolphins 31-10. The Bills look great. They look like unstoppable. If you guys know, obviously, the Tua situation, he's got with the concussion. Do you think it's time for Tua to move on? Tom, maybe you? What do you think?
I mean, I think he should just do whatever he wants to do, to be honest. In terms of the Dolphins, I'm not sure, the drop-off will be too harsh, but, they brought in Tyler Huntley. They have Skylar Thompson. Obviously, you want Tua to be healthy, and that's a scary situation.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, he should be wearing the. It's too late now, but yeah, he should be wearing that protective stuff. And that on that play especially, he was like, he kind of tried to give a shoulder, and it's like, dude, you're like.
Yeah. Isn't it weird how DeMar Hamilton?
Yeah, that was. Yep.
And that's the guy who almost died on the field, and now he was going to put someone out. It's kind of odd how that thing happened.
Full circle, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, full circle and everything. Yep. D, what did you think of the Bills and Dolphins?
Bills, James Cook went off. He, what was he? 3 touchdowns, I guess he scored. He went off. But we know the Miami defense is not good. Tua getting hurt, that's concerning. I do think he should hang him up. But again, I don't think I think there was comments of him saying no, he's not going to. He's going to go through the whole process and try to come back. If that was my son, I would say, look, you're done. I know I talked about it at the podcast with George. No, he's done. I would cut him off and just say, no, that's it. But this is going to be very interesting with how Tyreek Hill and Waddle play out. I think their stock's going to go down a little bit if Tua is not there. There was talks of I know they wanted Tom Brady. They wanted to come out. Colin Kaepernick they were talking about. Just stick to Tom. Who'd you say was the backup they had?
They got Skylar Thompson, and they just
supposedly Scott Thompson's pretty good. They liked him in camp.
They just signed Tyler Huntley too. He was Lamar Jackson's backup,
but he's concussion prone too.
Yeah. Not a bad thing as a Jets fan, but
Yeah. Jacksonville, the Jaguars who play at Buffalo. Buffalo, I think, should win that game. You guys agree? What do you think, D?
Yeah, I think Buffalo should win. Should be an easy game for them. I think James Cook is going to have another big game. He's going to have another big game because Jacksonville's defense is not good. They're not good.
Yeah. What about you, Tom? What do you think? Jacksonville, Buffalo.
I like Buffalo in that one. It's there's 2 Monday night games this week, so they get the first one at 7. Buffalo has an extra couple of days because of the Thursday night game. I still think the Jaguars, they're 0-2, so they're going to come out hungry, and so you never know. But I would definitely take the Bills. I thought they performed like Josh Allen didn't even have to really throw a pass in the second half last week. So
yeah, and he didn't score much in fantasy for me. I was no. And we'll get to fantasy soon, but we'll talk about the Steelers, the 2-0 Steelers, the Matt Goffrey Steelers, rocking and rolling here. They win 13-6 over the Broncos. Broncos are just not a good team. The Steelers, I don't know what to say. I mean, they're the dark horse. I think they might be pretty decent. What do you think, D?
I think their defense will keep them in games always. But I think they got to let Justin Fields throw it. Just start throwing it, start winging it, and then start opening up with the run with him. Next week they play who they play again, Jay-Z?
Next week they play the Chargers.
Now that's another sleeper team. That's 2-0 teams going at each other.
2-0 teams, correct? 2-0 teams.
Are they pretenders or contenders? I think they're both pretenders, but we'll see.
Steelers are home, so they're going to be at Pittsburgh. So we'll see. Tom, what do you think of the Steelers Browns?
I thought the Steelers played well. Mike Tomlin's now 25-6 against rookie quarterbacks after beating Bo Nix.
That's a great stat. 25.
I think who they got this week coming up?
They got Chargers are going to be playing. They're going to play the Chargers.
Oh, that's a great Harbaugh.
2-0 teams going to be facing each other.
Yeah, both pretty similar play styles. They're just going to try to play tough.
I like Harbaugh though. Jim Harbaugh is a good coach. Really good coach.
Now I know with the Chargers, Tom, they have that good offensive lineman that's a rookie. He's going against Watt. And I know the last 2 weeks he has not given up a sack or even a pressure to Justin Herbert. So this is going to be an interesting week to see if TJ Watt can come and put some pressure on Herbert.
Wow. Well, we're going to have to see. Then we had the Monday night game, D, which was the Eagles, and they played Atlanta, and it was a close game. And the Eagles, they lost it 21-22. Close game. I think it was a boring first half. Not really much happening. Barkley didn't do well, but the Eagles, they lost. Atlanta, they seemed pretty decent. D, what did you think about the Eagles?
With AJ Brown out, you got it, and I know they wanted to feed Devontae Smith, but you got to stick to your horse that you have in the backfield. You got to give it to Barkley and just keep on giving it to him, pounding it. No Diddy, but keep on pounding it and stuff like that. Just making sure that because he didn't even score a touchdown. Barkley is always good for at least a touchdown.
Yep.
And I think I told you guys I think Jalen Hurts is going to take a step down this year because they have Barkley. And I just Barkley missed the little catch at the end that would have won the game for them. I was happy when I saw that. Really? But again, Eagles one of the top teams in the NFC East. So they'll be all right. They'll bounce back. But I did see that AJ Brown will be out for a couple weeks. I think he's going on IR, Jay-Z.
So, Jesus Christ.
That's another person you have on your team.
Another piece that I have on my team, my fantasy team. Tom, what did you think of the Eagles' loss in Atlanta?
Tough one. They're going to have to turn the page. They got the Saints coming up, and apparently New Orleans is like the best team in football with their offense. What's his name? Clint Kubiak. He was Gary Kubiak's son, and he's like in the Mike Shanahan universe of coaching tree. So apparently he's the offensive coordinator for the Saints, and I mean they've put up like what 50 burger, almost 50 points a game. So that's gonna be a tough one, but I like the Saints in that one.
Yep.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough game. And, Kubiak did say that he's going to utilize Kamara like he did CMC when he had him. So that's why Kamara's having a great start of the first half.
Speaking of Kamara, so we had some fantasy football that went on. And so this week it was me versus you, D, in fantasy football. I'll put up the numbers right there for you. Okay? I beat you 102, 129. I beat you. I had Alvin Kamara. So he actually did really well for me. He had 44 points.
Yeah.
44 points.
Jay-Z, go back to that. Go back.
Go ahead.
Now look at all your team, all your players right there. A lot of O's and D's on there.
Yes.
A lot of O's and D's.
I a lot of hurt people. So this week coming up, I don't think I'm going to do well with him. Yes. The next couple weeks. Justin Jefferson, Cooper Kupp, Pachenko, AJ Brown. I mean, you name it.
Debo.
Everyone on my team is hurt. What? Debo's hurt. So
now, mind you, everybody listening, it's only a 4-player.
Yeah, it's a smaller league. This one is a 4 league. But we are. My team is really hurt, really bad. So, next week's going to be tough for me. Tom, how'd you do in your fantasy?
Awful. It was a rough week. At least the Jets won, and the Yankees beat the Red Sox. So. Yeah.
Yeah. Now I got to ask you: do you think the Saints are really that good with Kamara? Because I did not expect.
No,
Kamara
I think Derek Carr is going to totally fall on his face, but you got to run with him. Run with it for now. But I don't. I think Derek Carr is going to totally lose it, and they're going to get it figured out. But I'll take the Saints this week because.
Yes, the Saints. Do you think the Saints are really that good as they are?
So I think
throwing people out.
To be honest with you, Derek Carr always starts off hot a little bit until the team start, picking up on him and stuff like that. But Kamara, having Olave and Kamara, and the defense is pretty good. I could see them in the Buccaneers going at it. That's a good little in the division. That's a great little division right there with them two, because the Buccaneers, they're looking pretty good too. I have more faith in the Buccaneers than I do, for some reason, than the Saints.
Any games that stand out this week that we were surprised that happened, maybe, D, or any games that you thought were a little bit interesting? I was shocked with the Saints beating the Cowboys that bad, to be honest with you. I did not think 44-19 or whatever. I thought the Cowboys would be putting up a fight with Dak and everything like that. I did not expect that to happen. Kamara gets 4 touchdowns, right?
Yep.
So I did not expect that to happen to Dallas. I thought Dallas was much better. What did you think? Any games that you started out? Maybe
not any games. I mean, because they were all okay and stuff. But this is what a little concerning is: are the Bengals starting to explode a little bit? Chase and Burrow going at it. They had a chance to beat Kansas City. Kansas City is not looking that good. Kelsey's not looking so good. So that's the thing. It's like the teams that were good a couple years ago, like the Bengals and the Chiefs, are they taking a step down, and like the teams like Houston, the Colts stepping up a little bit. We'll see with that. But even the Jets, everything's open in the AFC. I think a lot of teams are open in the AFC to take it to the playoffs and then go to the Super Bowl.
Even the Ravens are 0-2.
Yeah, Ravens. That's surprising too.
That's surprising too. The Ravens are 0-2. Did not expect that to happen. Yep. Tom, any games that you saw that stand out that you thought were pretty interesting?
Rams Cardinals was pretty interesting because you had Marvin Harrison Jr. caught his first 2 touchdowns, both like pretty highlight plays. Cooper Kupp went down, so Rams now. You got Tutu Atwell and you got Tyler Johnson as options as pickups this week. Tutu Atwell is like very fast. He's probably like 160 pounds, so that's been his biggest flaw is that he's just kind of small. And Tyler Johnson has really trouble like separating, but them were really good in college. And if anybody can scheme them to get open, it'd be McVay. It'll be interesting.
Wow. Well, we're definitely.
I would say with the Rams, they're missing Aaron Donald. They're missing Donald because Kyler Murray was running around like it looked like a video game, the way he was running around in the back. And I remember a couple years ago, Donald had Kyler Murray down, or at least the pressure where he had to throw it away and stuff like that. So Cardinals are a sleeper team in the West. They are a sleeper team.
Yeah, one thing in general with the NFL, or it might even be too early to really make this case, but it seems like a lot of the mid-tier quarterbacks that were like in their late 20s or 30s that always kind of would, they used to be the young guys that would mess up. You got like Sam Darnold, like Derek Carr. They're probably now peaking, and it's like we're all just like they shouldn't be able to do it. Like in our head, that should be like with Brady or with Manning or with Staff.
Yep.
And they're all kind of like developing a lot more. And then you're looking at like Caleb Williams, and he's like struggling to throw 100 yards, and J.D. Daniels. So I think that's one thing that we probably as NFL fans like we're probably struggling with. It's still early.
That's a good point.
And then. Like you have like a Justin Herbert, and he's in an offense where they're just really trying to run the ball first and foremost. He doesn't really have receivers around him, so it's still so you don't want to make too many like too grand predictions, but it's you're still trying to feel it out at this point.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Now going back to the Jets, they play the Pats. That Vikings game they play looks really hard now. It might be, really tough to play them because Sam Darnold, I think, is playing really good, and Kirk almost, I think, better than Kirk Cousins when he was there. Some of the things he was doing. What do you think, Dig?
Well, I think it was not last year, maybe the year before, maybe last year, the year before. No, the year before. I know, like the leading scorer for fantasy was Sam Darnold when he was with Carolina. For the first 3 weeks, he was running, scoring like 4 touchdowns here and there. I always thought Sam Darnold was okay. He just needed to get a different scenery. So maybe having Justin Jefferson and Minnesota, a little atmosphere around there, is what he needed. I don't believe in him, but we'll see.
Yeah, there's also like the narrative too, where you can. When he was with the Panthers, it's like if you look at the Panthers now, they're just a terrible run. They were an awful run franchise. So he was with the Jets and then the Panthers. He's sat a year behind Brock Purdy and Shanahan. You never know. He's now got Jordan Addison. He's got Jefferson. So they got a functional offense, and he's 27 years old. He's probably only like 23 at this point, but no, he's like 26 or 27. So he's right in that prime age, and it would make a lot of sense if he was actually like if he took a step forward this year. So.
Well, talk a little bit about some players
now,
who are. Go ahead.
I just want to say one thing because he brought up the Carolina. Did you guys happen to see that they benched their quarterback?
Yeah, Bryce Young got benched.
They should never throw him out there. What do they expect? Their team their line's terrible. I think they rushed him. They rushed him.
Yeah, I think so too. I think they definitely rushed him. Talking about some bust players right now, I have to put Travis Kelce on that list. He has not been lighting up. Tom, you called it in the beginning of the season, said, I think he's not going to have a great year. Maybe they are holding back with him and saving him for the later playoff run. I don't know. But he is just not. I think he got targeted 1-2 times in the game last night. Only scored like almost 2 points for me in fantasy. Not doing really well. Any players that you say are not showing up?
Yeah, I would say first, I think they showed. I think Taylor Swift had more. They showed Taylor Swift more than Kelsey actually caught passes that game. I think it was like 7-3. But I'm gonna say Dak Prescott. Something's up. He just signed that big contract. I thought he could have been the MVP this year. I picked him in a lot of my leagues, and he is just. I mean, both weeks he's under 15 points. It's been bad for Dak Prescott. I don't know what's going on. What about you, Tom?
Yeah, I think Kelsey's definitely the headliner there. I think he's got like 10 yards so far.
Yeah, something like that. Been hanging out with Diddy. I don't know what's going on with this guy. He's been having a bad game. And, who else? Well, I know he's only a rookie, but Williams with the Bears, I thought he was going to do a little bit more. Mm-hmm. But he's still learning, still trying to get it, but he hasn't been great. I know in the preseason he was doing really good. They touted him as being the next big thing, but he hasn't been doing much.
Yeah, in the preseason you play against the second and third string, so it's like he was playing against college players.
Yes.
Now you're going with the big boys. You're first, the first string. You're playing with the men, and they're just as quick as you, if not quicker, and they're going to catch you. They're going to, the other day he threw a little loaf, it was just like a little loaf pass and an interception and stuff like that. I mean, stuff that he was doing in college, he's not going to be able to do here.
Yeah, exactly. He probably developed a lot of bad habits at USC last year because they kind of were just like, you won a Heisman and you're a soft, freestyle. So it's going to take a little bit of time, but we'll see. Also, I think he didn't have Keenan Allen or Ramadan, like the first round receiver.
Yep.
So
I would say
also
this. Go ahead, Jay-Z.
Oh, no, I was talking about the Jets. Mike Williams actually made a big catch.
Yeah,
I like Mike Williams, and if he can stay healthy, he's a great deep threat for us.
Yes.
We just got to sign Hassan Reddick. I think he needs to come in.
Yes, he does.
I think at this point we need to just bring him in, bite the bullet, and do whatever. I heard that he was only he got a big bonus. I think it was like $15 million signing bonus, but it was only making like $700,000 a year. That's it, like a league minimum or something. Like he wasn't making much. So I guess
maybe he wants that new contract. He wants that new contract.
Yeah. So we'll see. I think we definitely need him though at this point right now. Just need to bite the bullet and bring him in, no matter what it takes. What about you, Dave? You think so?
Yeah, I think so too. But they need that. They need that defensive threat in there, the line to get pressure. Because once you get pressure, then the quarterbacks can make mistakes, rush the pass, rush the ball when they're throwing it, and then Sauce can pick it off or stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But I think I'm going to start this right now. I think the Giants need to lose all the rest of the games, and we need Manning. We need Manning from Texas. That's who we need.
He can't come out this year, though.
He can't?
No, he's a redshirt freshman.
All right, well, maybe 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
George says in the chat here, hey, Diz, what happened to 3 TDs for Henry?
I said 2, and I know.
King Henry, you thought Derrick Henry was going to light it up?
I thought he's going to have at least two. Yeah. I did tell him. I said, George, if you're a betting man, 2 touchdowns for Derrick Henry. He's going to go off. I don't know. They're not utilizing him that much. I mean, he started off, what was it? Like the first 3 plays, it was all negative yards.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it was. It wasn't that good. But, I think, they're trying to also save him. He's older. I think they're trying to save him and everything. But Zach Flowers is still playing a lot, though. He's playing pretty well.
Zay Flowers, yeah.
Yeah, Zay Flowers, whatever. He's playing pretty well.
Andrews isn't playing well. I mean, my pick, the Super Bowl, was Baltimore versus 49ers. It's not looking so good.
No, it's not. But
and I'm surprised Brock Purdy's not playing as good as I thought he would.
Yeah. That's why I thought the Jets were going to beat San Francisco. I was positive they were going to win because I thought, with everything going on. And Rodgers, you could tell he's going to, as the season goes on, he's going to get better and better. And he's going to start, having a great, start connecting with all his guys. Just got to worry about the defense. But, definitely have to see. Anything else, guys, that we want to talk about with the football?
Let me see. Tom, what do you think? There are a lot of injuries this week. Like, you got Joe Mixon going down. That was a nasty little. I thought he broke his ankle when he got hurt. I had him in fantasy. Tom, if you're gonna say there's one team right now that's like top of the NFL, who would you have that be?
Best team in football right now? I mean, you'd have to put the Saints at 1, but I don't believe in them at all. But yeah, I mean, they've shown up both weeks. They put up like 49 points both games. And as soon as once this usually happens, like one team's like new offensive coordinator is like some whiz kid genius, and then from there, and I think the guy's only like 37 years old, comes from a football family, so like right now he's gonna be all the rave, and it's gonna take a couple weeks for the teams to adjust, and we'll see. I mean, who do they got this week? The Eagles. So
Yeah.
That's a test right there. That's their test.
The test right there. And then you have a lot of 0-2 teams. You got like the Jaguars are going to be 0-2. Ravens are 0-2.
Ravens 0-2.
Yeah. Bengals.
So Bengals are 0-2. A lot of teams that are good quarterbacks. And
I don't think the Bengals are going to really fall off. I think they're really going to fall off. I thought they'd be a little bit better, but I think Burrows and Jamar Chase, they're having issues on the sideline. I think they're going to fall off and not going to be a great team.
I think Houston is a sleeper. They're not a sleeper team, but Houston's a good team. I like C.J. Stroud. He is a very good quarterback. He doesn't get too nervous. He doesn't make mistakes. He's very, very – his IQ for the game is very high.
C.J., you like him? Well, Tiffany likes him. I know Tiffany likes him.
I know that. Yep.
She's a big fan of C.J., right?
That's right.
Yeah. Well, guys, I think that was really it. So that's week 2 wrap up, Final Fantasy, the fantasy and stuff. Week 2, I beat you this week. We'll see what happens next week. So then we're going to head into week 3, and before you know it, it's going to be, Super Bowl.
Thanksgiving. Once it hits the Thanksgiving games, it's like, oh boy,
it'll be over. So we're going to see this. We're going to go for. I just want to thank Ace Sunglasses again. Like, subscribe, hit that thumbs up button, leave a comment. Do you like the Jets, Giants? Tell us, show us some love. D, thank you. Tom, thank you. We'll be ready for week 3 next week.
Yep.
Talk to you guys next week.
See you later, man.
Got it. See you.